And now for a Next News special report.
Kamala Harris just dropped a bombshell, folks. She's ready to debate Trump, but what she's not telling you could change everything. We've uncovered shocking evidence that'll make you question everything about the vice president, from Marx-inspired policies to a vision of America you won't believe. This report is a must-watch, but don't tune out early. Our final thought will leave you stunned. The future of our republic hangs in the balance, and you don't want to miss a second. And just as Kamala Harris is ready to debate, gold has surpassed $2,400 an ounce in 2024. It's not that gold's getting expensive, it's that the U.S. dollar is getting weaker under policies like Harris' equity plan. In some countries, they're tired of being controlled by the U.S. dollar, considering dumping the OPEC agreement. Meanwhile, our country's national debt is above $36 trillion. We're borrowing just to pay back the interest that we owe, digging a deeper hole. So don't let your wealth be devalued. Call America's leading precious metals company, Global Gold Investments, today. Mention Next News for your free 2024 Ensure Your Money Guide. Call that number on the screen, 888-700-4148, or visit IRAGoldproof.com. You will find it linked down below. Now, patriots, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the political circus that's unfolding right before our very eyes. Kamala Harris, the illustrious vice president, has just thrown down the gauntlet, challenging Donald Trump to a debate. But hold on to your hats, folks, because there's more to the story than meets the eye. So let's cut to the chase and hear it straight from the horse mouth. Watch.
So many of you have been asking me about the debate, and I'll tell you, I'm ready to debate Donald Trump. I have agreed to the previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race on a debate stage. And so I'm ready. Let's go.
Will you do it on Fox News?
Comment on the protest yesterday.
Well, we hope that there is...
So did you catch that? Harris is practically salivating to go head-to-head with Donald Trump. And here's the kicker. She's not just ready to debate. She's ready to defend a vision for America that would make Karl Marx proud. Now, you might be thinking, Gary, that's a stretch. But hang on to your seats, because we've got the receipts. Harris has been pushing this equity nonsense for years, and it's time we call it what it is: socialism in stars and stripes clothing. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a gander at what our VP has been spouting off about. Watch.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution.
Oh, my bad.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution. Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place. So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place, right? We are proud of the fact that equity is one of our guiding principles. Proud of the fact that we understand equality is important, but not everybody starts out on the same base. We see that people in our country are having an experience that is not equal. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity. To put equity firmly at the center of our economic policy. But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners. It has to be.
Did you catch that? Yeah, everybody should end up in the same place. Equitable distribution. These aren't just buzzwords, folks. This is the language of redistribution straight out of the Communist Manifesto. Harris is pushing for a system where the government decides who gets what based on their twisted idea of fairness. But wait, there's more. This isn't just some half-baked idea that she's cooked up overnight. No, this has been brewing for a while, and it's part of a larger, more sinister plan. Don't take my word for it. Let's hear from a fellow patriot who has connected the dots. Watch.
Is Kamala really going to be the Democratic presidential nominee, chosen and selected, not elected? Let's just recap quickly the last month. First, Trump and Biden debate. Biden looks lost and confused, and the Democratic propaganda machine turns on him. He's too old, he's too senile, he's not going to make it another 4 years, blah, blah, blah. All things we've been screaming since 2020. Then we have the President Trump assassination attempt on a public stage for the entire world to see in what clearly looks like an inside job. So many oddities, coincidences, and question marks that even the left are wearing the conspiracy theorist hats. 1 week later, President Biden announces that he is no longer seeking re-election via a tweet on non-official presidential letterhead signed by someone else and disappears for nearly a week. Within 24 hours, Kamala Harris has the backing of the entire DNC, Democratic governors and senators, and raises $80 million plus dollars, all before anyone has seen or heard from President Biden. Then his voice, which sounds a lot like deepfake AI, gives an endorsement of Kamala at a Kamala rally. People start screaming for presidential proof of life, so they roll him out in public on Tuesday. Look, the timeline of last month has been wild, crazy, and plays like a really bad movie, but it's our reality. Can Kamala actually make it to November as a Democratic nominee? I doubt it. Her cackling sound harshly pierces the depth of my soul. It hurts. Worse than a 2-year-old playing violin, more painful than they them running their acrylic nails against a chalkboard. And she's the border czar. Remember how that worked out? I don't care what the polls say. She's even more unlikable than Biden was. But now that I think about it, maybe we should stop picking on her, at least for now. Let her win the Democratic nominee first, because she's so beatable. I fully endorse Kamala Harris as the Democratic presidential nominee, cackle and all. I'm excited about what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, unburdened indeed. Folks, the timeline that he's laid out is chilling, from Biden's bumbling debate performance to his mysterious disappearance and sudden endorsement of Harris. Looks like we're living in some kind of twisted political thriller. But here's the kicker. Harris thinks that she can sell this Marxist hogwash to the American people. She's betting that her silver tongue and cackling charm will be enough to distract us from the fact that she's pushing for the biggest government overreach in American history. So let's break this down, shall we? Harris wants to take from those who've worked hard and give to those who haven't. She wants to punish success and reward failure, and she has the gall to call it equity. But here's what Harris doesn't get. Americans aren't buying what she's selling. We know that true equity comes from equality comes from opportunity, not handouts. We understand that a rising tide lifts all boats, not just the ones the government chooses. So as we barrel towards the potential debate showdown, we need to keep our eyes wide open. Harris might think that she's ready to face Trump, but is she ready to face the American people? Is she prepared to explain why she thinks Karl Marx had it right and our founding fathers had it wrong? One thing is for sure, this debate, if it happens, will be more than just political theater. It'll be a battle for the soul of our republic, and we, the American people, need to be ready to stand up to say no to this Marxist madness. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Patriots, make no mistake, this isn't just about a debate. It's about the future of our republic. Kamala Harris is peddling a dangerous ideology dressed up as equality. But we know better. We've seen this playbook before, and we know where it leads. Now, Trump's ready to debate anyone, anywhere. But first, Harris needs to secure that nomination, especially with whispers of Michelle Obama lurking in the wings. Remember what Ronald Reagan said: freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. We must fight for it, protect it, and hand it on for them to do the same. Now.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And If you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.